Hi there, this is the final video in the series about creating an environment cinematic. Now I'm going to run through the process. I'm going to do this live, but this will show you roughly how you should do it, bringing it all from start to finish. So I've opened up the vehicle template here. I have downloaded some animation assets from Mixamo, which we will import shortly. But right, let's just block out an environment. So I'm going to talk you through all of this. Going to go File, New Level, and we want to create an empty level. There's nothing in the scene there. Right, I'm going to just adjust that down there. Notice I've docked my content browser. I've used this docking layout because I find it a lot easier to have everything down here permanently all of the time. These icons here are a bit too big, so thumbnail size I'm going to put them on small just to bring that right down. Okay, so got tape recorder open. I don't need that just yet. Let's add some lights. I'm going to do a window, environment light mixer. Click on all of these. It's only block out, don't really need to play with those. And then I'm going to add a landscape. So we're going to go to the landscape, click on create, that's fine, we'll keep everything on default. And then I think I'm going to, let's just create some undulations, somewhere where the car's going to drive, like so. Then we go under with the camera, so I'll just zoom out. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little sort of valley type thing here, so we can actually drive the car in a particular location. We'll go that way. We've got a little bit of a corner here. Okay, so a bit of a dog leg, and we can drive down the middle, like so. Let's just have a look. Yeah, car can come down here, down here, down here. Might want to just accentuate that a little bit with the sculpt tool. I'm going to bring the size down, press shift, and just lower that a little bit there. There you go. So that's where we want to go. Down this area here. Cool. So that's my block out. Let's come out of the landscape mode into the sections. Well, now we know we want to put buildings. We know how to do that. Let's put the cylinder here, put that through, play around with the height of that cylinder, the radius, make that smaller. We could say that that's a tree. On world settings, game mode override, I'm going to use the off-road game mode, just test that. I'm going to just test the scale. Okay, that's fine. Am I going to be able to drive down everywhere? Yeah, it's going to be a bit chaotic, but that's okay. Maybe I'll just slow down on that corner. Right, so that can be a tree. There. Let's put another one there. Now actually pressing Control and Alt and dragging, that duplicates an object, which is a handy shortcut to know. Put that one over there, like so. So we've got these two big trees before we start. Now what we might want to do is add, no, that'll do, it's only a cinematic, a test one. Right, so let's bring in some Mixamo animations. I'm going to create a folder, new folder, call it Mixamo. I just right click in the content browser, double click on it, click on import. Let's have a look at desktop. We want environment cinematic. Let's bring in our T-pose. That's fine. Import animations. Okay. So make sure you select import animations. That will import your models. Don't worry about the warnings. That's fine. Save all. Save the new map that we've created because that's untitled. I'll call it cinematic, put it at the root of my content folder, and that's it, job done. Okay, so let's put our T-pose mesh in here. We can have him, let's import another animation. I'm going to have him yelling as we go past. Okay, so I don't want to import the mesh because we've already got the mesh. T-pose skeleton selected. It's going to import the animation. It's on exported time, which is great. And there we go. We have our yelling animation. Double click on that. We can see it here in the animation window. There you go, that's the animation. I'm not going to add it on there yet because we'll do that in our sequencer, but we can see it's unsaved, so I will just save it. Right, now we need tape recorder. Windows, Cinematics, tape recorder, and let's record something. So let's play the game, get ourselves into the start position, that's fine. I clicked in the window, so now I can operate. If I want to come out of the window, I press Shift F1. That'll give me mouse control back again. But now I can select the source, actor, recording the car, press record, click in the window. Now I can drive. And I'm recording. I'm going to slow down there, just so I can make that turn. There we go. Gone all the way through. Exit. Now my take, browse to, yeah, has been stored here. So my content folder, new folder, cinematic, takes, sub-scenes and scene 01. If I open it up, yeah, have a look. This is the car. Yeah, and that's me driving it along. Okay, so that's cool. Right, what do we need to do now? We want to, in the content browser, I'm going to come to Cinematics, and I'm going to create a new, in the Cinematics folder, so I've right-clicked in here, Cinematic Level Sequence, and I'm going to call it Main Sequence. And then I'm going to save it, and then open it. So I've got this here, an empty sequence, nothing happening. Now I want to use the camera. I want to add cameras into here, and I want to have multiple cameras, and I want to cut between different cameras as we play the animation. I want to follow along the car through that little track. The way to do that is, first of all, we're going to add what's known as a camera cut track. So this is a camera cut track, so we can cut between different cameras. That's the first thing. Now I haven't got any cameras to add to that camera cut track yet, so there's nothing here. But I need to add something else. I need to add a sub-sequence track, because I want to add the sequence that we recorded of the car driving. So sub-sequence track, I'm going to add that. Now I can click on the plus here and add my off-road car. So there we go. So in the sequence, that is my car running. Now my sequence isn't long enough. Yeah, so I'm going to click and drag and extend the sequence here. So right down here in this timeline, I'm going to extend my timeline. You can see my sequence. That's where I finished recording. So I'm going to take my out point, the red line, and put it right here. Now when is the actual sequence going to end? Let's have a look. So only when we're out, not when we stop. So that'll do. So I can end it about there. Okay, so start there and in there. Now I've got these play buttons here. I'm just going to put this looping on so everything loops. So I can see now my car moving around. Like so. Subsequence. Right, now we need to think about cameras. So this is where we use this little button here. Lock viewport to camera cuts. Okay, so I can lock it. I've got no cameras, so there's nothing here for me to look through. So let's position our first camera. Where do we want our first camera? Yeah, let's put it here. Okay, let's bring it back a bit. So that's our first camera. Yeah, that's where we start. Okay, so first shot, I'm going to go up to here, my viewport controls, create camera here, Cine Camera Actor. Okay, I can see that here, I'm looking at it, Cine Camera Actor, it's called Cine Camera Actor 0. Yeah, and it gives me some settings, that's fine. I'm going to unselect it there. Just think you can see it. Pops up a little thumbnail if you want by clicking on it here. So I've got one camera, and now I need to set that camera, bind it, my camera cuts track, to Cine Camera Actor 0. And now if I look through the camera lens, yeah, I can see that camera. I'll just adjust the sequence because it will come in where the playback head is, and say, right, we start there, and that's it. Now when we get out of shot here, so when the car goes, I need to think about another camera. Now let's come out of the view of the camera cuts track. Now I'm back into my normal editor. And let's say now we want it here. And I want it to come from above. We want to see it from here, and we want to see it go all the way across from here to here. So I'm going to create another camera up here. Create camera here. Cine Camera Actor. This one's camera 1, you can see that here, Cine Camera 1. And on my camera cuts track, add new binding, Cine Camera Actor 1. So now, if I look and lock the viewport, I can see that we start there, and then we go to there to there. Now we're getting out of shot, I need another camera, so I'm going to come out of that, so I can now move and reposition my camera. And maybe we want it, I'm trying to stay all on one side. We'll do a bit of a long one. Maybe let's just have a real close up. See how that goes. If we put the camera there, what happens? Probably come really close. Yeah, so about there. Let's put that there. Maybe go a bit. Oh. Maybe go a bit closer. That camera. As long as we're not clipping, we're okay. Okay, so that's cool. So we'll take that there, and then we're going to do the same. Add a new camera. Great camera here, Cine Camera Actor, that's fine. And then here we're going to add new binding, a new camera, just camera 2, like so. And if we look through the viewport again, we can see our camera sequence. I'm going to deselect everything so that I haven't got that window. So here we go, like so. Job done. Now it is important to position your cameras appropriately. Now, what happens if we want to adjust the camera? Because that's, for me, is too high. I need to get a little bit low here. So this is where we can use the, we know that that is the last camera, camera 2. I can look through this camera here by clicking on this. So I'm locked to this camera solely now. Now look, I've got here pilot camera. So I can actually move that down, yeah, and that will permanently change the position of that camera. And then if we go back to that camera, we can see that we've adjusted that camera position. Now I come out of that, so I'm not looking through any camera, I'm looking through just my general viewport. Oh, that's interesting, let's have a look what happens. It comes past, and then we can cut to this camera as it goes past, put camera here, that's fine. Cut, here, create camera, Cine Camera Actor, create camera, this is Actor 3, new binding, camera 3, deselect everything, just gotta bring that down. Yeah, look through the camera cuts track. Okay, that comes too late. Yeah, so I want to cut about here, so I'm going to take that divide, this bit, and just bring it closer. In fact, maybe bring it that way a bit. I'm going to zoom in so I get a bit finer control to make that cut. There you go. So I can adjust the in and out points of each camera cut like that. Cool. Zoom in on the timeline by playing around with these handles here. So that's it basically. We go on and on and on, creating our sequence. Now obviously we're just playing and following a camera. If you've got a scene with following a car, if you've got a scene with no car in it, just people standing there, it's exactly the same process. You just position the cameras where you wish and cut between tracks. Obviously you would carry on doing that all the way to the end point. Now let's say we wanted to add in some Mixamo animations. So I've got this chap here. I think the only problem is he in shot. No, he's not in shot. So right at the very start, let's move him to move him over here. It's going to transform the gizmo here to his local positioning, which makes it somewhat easier. Let's position him here. Let's see if he's in shot. Yeah, right, so he's there. We'll just move him over there. Rotate him around. Okay, so he'll be there in that shot. Okay. Right, so for him here, we need to add him to sequencer. So I'm going to add, we want actor to sequencer, and his T-pose. So we've got him down here now in our list. We've got all our cameras. Just going to close that up a bit so that you can see those. Okay, so we've got T-pose here. This is this guy, and we've got animation. So we need him to play from about here. T-pose, animation, we're going to add an animation, and we've imported yelling. So we've got him yelling as we go. Now look, he doesn't even start yelling as he starts to move during that shot. Yeah, so I need to adjust that position so that he's yelling as we go past. And there we go. So we might trim that as well just to keep it tidy. We can bring that to here. Let's actually just bring that up. Trim it. Trim it to that animation. Yeah. Let's just bring it down a bit more. Only plays during that part. There we go. So that's it. So that's just adding sequences, sub-sequences, and animation that we apply from Mixamo. We just repeat that process again, make our scenes more complex. When we're done, obviously we save everything. And then it's a question of clicking on this video, this clapperboard here, this video icon, not the camera here, and then we can render out a sequence. So we can basically keep this pretty much on default. We probably want to set it up to 1920 by 1080, and then effectively just click on Capture Movie. That will render out your movie. We can see this will happen. We get a little preview window. Eventually the movie will export. We'll just give that a few moments. I should have actually brought this down and then just rendered this little bit, the out bit, because obviously there's nothing there, no animation. So it's taking longer than necessary. Once it's finished, open up the capture folder. Then you will find a video. In the saved folder within your project. And that's it really, job done from there. Any questions, just give us a shout. It's pretty straightforward, and that's pretty much all you need to know to get this done. Thank you very much.